Hello everyone, my name is MR.OverLord, and this is something completely different. If you've been in our scene, you've come across this meme a good while ago, or a few times, depending on which server are you in. Now, the amount of accuracy is fucking astounding. However, I wanted to get to the bottom of why it is such a prevalent thing in our scene, specifically in the Western sex game scene, which, obviously, our scene is that. And I think I may have a few potential answers on why this is. But first, let's go over the lesser of the two most prevalent things, which is the abandoned /.1/.4/.5 games. Now, abandoning games is nothing new. In fact, there's even a slang word for it, abandonware. So it's very common in the gaming industry for it to even have such abandoned software. So it's not even just noobs, it's just people who are very experienced. Or in this case, let's keep it in the lewd game scenes, games that showed very great promises such as Fantasy Valley, Paradise Lost, and many more. Currently, by the time of writing this script, in the F95 zone forums, there's over 65 abandoned Western Renpy games. Some famous ones are included, such as the previous two mentioned, Fantasy Valley and Paradise Lost, but there's also games like Heroes Prison Break that kind of broke my heart when it got abandoned. So I decided to look outside of lack of funding, of course, because these games were well funded.
A quick correction: the person behind Fantasy Valley, Ancho, he abandoned his game for lack of funding, so please take him saying some of these games were well funded with some salt.
And I am going to be referencing both Extra Credits and Royal Skies videos for basically some of the reasons why. Now, for newbies, the common problem is scope. You probably know these people, or you probably were that person that saw a game like Being a Dick, My Sister Mia, or any of those other successful Renpy games, and you picked up the engine, you picked up the appropriate software such as Bass 3D or Fuse 3D. Hey, look, I knew we would talk about those games, well, those things briefly, but let's keep it for the other video. So, and they immediately dive right in and then briefly abandoning the game because they promised too much, or they started small but didn't know where the fuck else to go and ended up abandoning it. Or they misused dev time and worked on other shit besides what they had. Or just adding in other crap that, once again, didn't really value the core game. Because, well, dev time is a treasure that's exclusive to you. I know people are often doing this juggling a job or schooling, so I guess we can find some solutions to these two pitfalls. Numero uno, make a damn roadmap. Roadmaps are something that tells you, hey, for this next version, here's what we're going to do. We're going to refine the backgrounds, do some bug squashing, and add more to the content. Also, having a general design doc is also a good idea as well. Numero dos. And this is actually kind of an important one. Communicate with your audience. For the love of God, communicate with your audience, because they are your lifeblood. They are the people who pledge to your Patreons or subscribe stars. Talk with them. Tell them how the process is going. Hell, even stream a thing on Picardo. I've watched Redman streams on Picardo, and it's showing that he's using his dev time completely wisely. And don't be afraid of telling them that something's out of your control. For example, your anniversary with your significant other, or you got into a very terrible car accident. They'll probably are more than likely to understand. However, do not abuse this, because if you keep doing this kind of stuff, they're eventually going to get tired of your shit and move to somewhere else where they can play. And numero tres, play your games at least once a week or during the weekend. The reason why I said this is because, one, you can find the bugs yourself, and two, you have some frame of reference if life does get hectic. So when you finally get back to your game, well, like I said, you're not completely lost on what the fuck you're supposed to do. But I think we're about done, but I look forward on seeing you next week. And for a little bit of shits and giggles, I'll link the Extra Credits Making Your First Game playlist and some Royal Skies videos in the description below. So until then, everyone, good night and good luck.
If you enjoyed this video and wish to see more of Overlord content, please like, comment, subscribe, and the bell for both uploads and community posts. Also follow him on social media such as Twitter and Pixiv.